Hi, I'm Richard Noel. I'm the director of the Magic Lab at the Ponce School of Medicine and Health Sciences. The purpose of this short video is to teach you the proper use of the oil immersion objectives of our Olympus microscope and also to teach you the proper cleaning. So I'll go over some basics of using the microscope, especially the oil objectives. Then I'm going to tell you how to clean them, and then at the end I'm going to give you the reason why all this is so important. So first of all, you'll notice that our microscope has several objectives, a 4x, a 10x, and a 40x. The first three of these all should never be used with oil, and you should never have to clean them from the oil. And if you notice, when I moved through them, I moved in the clockwise direction, looking down from the top. That's important because that way you will never move them through oil that already is present on your slide. That way you don't have to worry about cross-contaminating these objectives with oil. The fourth objective is a 40x objective, but it's meant for use with oil. And the one right after is a 100x objective, and that must be used with oil in order to capture enough light to see the image. When you do use oil with these objectives, again, be very careful about moving the objectives only, the different objectives only to the clockwise direction, so that you do not back this 40x objective or the 10x objective through the oil that's already present on your slide. Once you're done using the microscope, you need to clean any objectives that came into contact with oil. In order to clean the objectives, you need several supplies, and these supplies should be present down by the microscope, and these supplies are maintained by the Magic Lab staff. So if you don't see one of these supplies when you come time to clean, you go upstairs and you ask, and we'll give you the supplies. The first is that you need to use lens paper. You should not use Kim wipes. In fact, maybe Kim wipes shouldn't even be down by the microscope. For sure, they should not be used on the objectives because Kim wipes, even though they are lint-free and they appear to be non-abrasive, they actually contain small particles of silica which can scratch the objectives. They may not scratch it the first time you use it, but over time they will. So it has to be lens paper. You rip off a piece of lens paper and you'll use it with one of several cleaning solutions that we have present. Okay. So this is a solution of isopropyl alcohol, and it's used, it's 100 pure isopropyl alcohol that you can use for cleaning the objective, and there's also a commercially available objective cleaner. The way that you use these lens papers is that you spray some of the cleaning solution onto the lens paper, and then you carefully draw the lens paper across the objective in one direction only. And so you'll have a stripe where you drew it. You do not want to have this stripe of oil and isopropyl alcohol touch the objective again. So you move to a clean piece of the lens paper and you can wipe a second time. And then you can use a dry piece, again another clean piece, and wipe a third time. And keep moving it a little bit, so each time you're swiping in a new area until you no longer see an oily residue come off on the lens paper. It's very important that you resist the temptation to take the lens paper and to rub it back and forth across the objective. What you'll be doing there is that you'll be diluting the oil in the isopropyl alcohol or the cleaning solution, and then you'll be rubbing that dilute oil all over the surface of the objective. And then again, when you go to clean the 100x, you want to use another clean part of the lens paper. So I have used the lower half, now I'll use the upper half to clean the 100x objective. Spray on my cleaning solution. And again, wipe once, come to a clean spot, wipe again, come to a dry spot, and wipe twice, again in clean areas, and look for any oil. And as long as you don't see any, you're done. Now that you've finished cleaning your two oil objectives, you need to resist the temptation to just go ahead and clean the lint or anything else off of the other objectives. Remember, these objectives, the 4, the 10, and the non-oil 40, should not have touched oil. You don't want to rub the oil that you've just diluted onto your lens paper onto those objectives. So avoid that temptation. Okay. And then, of course, put everything back and throw out your piece of lens paper. So the reason why this is important is because this is a core laboratory piece of equipment, which means every lab in the building has access to this and needs to be able to count on using it in a clean and well-maintained form so that from experiment to experiment they can collect uniform data. That goes for your experiments as well as those of your colleagues and peers who are also working in the building. In addition, when someone does just rub the oil and spread it around, it tends to form a dilute film that becomes very difficult once it dries in order to clean. And it leaves spots onto the objective that show up on the images that we take. And it becomes much more, it becomes a headache for the core lab staff as well. I think that sums up most of what you need to know about this. If you have any questions, you can ask the Magic Lab staff how to do this. You can ask for a demonstration as well if the video didn't answer all of your questions. And then also I wanted just to remind everyone that you need to cite the core laboratory support in all of your publications and presentations. Thank you.